and for those of you that are here for the first time, thank you all for being here. We know it's the end of a long week, at the end of a long day, at the end of a long year. So let's get started. We are here today for the Element 46 Tech Accelerator, powered by Key Acceleration for Westchester County, to celebrate and recognize the 12 tech startups that have been selected for this program and that have gone through this fall's accelerator program. They are each going to take a few minutes to tell you about their venture, the tech that they're building, and where you can play a part. Sound like what you're here for? Yes? Okay, good. Everybody's a little nervous. Done this a few times. I'm nervous. The founders are nervous. Y'all are nervous. Networking is tough. So let's get it out. Let's get one big cheers. Thank you, sir. So I'm going to pass it over to Bridget Gibbons, the Director of Economic Development for Westchester County. Westchester County has taken on some very unique leadership in bringing this program to life. We're going to talk a little bit more about that habit in a moment, but first, the county's perspective from Bridget.
Can you hear me? Good evening, everyone. Thank you so much for being here. I'm Bridget Gibbons, Director of Economic Development. And I just want to thank you so much for being here and welcome to all of you, you hardworking startups. Thank you so much for all of your devotion to this. So we originally launched Element 46 back when I first took this position, so maybe 6 years ago. And it was designed to support kind of all startups, so it was more maybe lifestyle businesses and other things. And it was really great, and people loved it because the reason I started it was that I was told, I did a bunch of interviews with people, what do we need to do in Westchester County? And someone said to me, Westchester County sucks for startups. And I was like, wow, those are very strong words. So I set out to change that. And so we quickly launched Element 46, but we didn't really have a direction. And then things really changed when we pivoted to tech. And we partnered with Sella, which became Weave, which is now Key. And really, John's expertise and his depth and breadth of his network has really transformed this program into something really remarkable. And all of you folks, how hard you're working to be successful in the tech sector really has put Westchester on the map in terms of technology. So we knew we had tech startups here. We knew there was a tech, we have 1 million people in Westchester. We knew that there was tech here. We just didn't have a way to surface it and bring it together. And that has happened because of this program. So I just want to thank you all. Thank you all that are here in the room, either investors, mentors, other ways that you're contributing. Your contributions are really valued and really play an important part in the success of this program. So thank you again, and thanks to all the startups who will be pitching tonight. Lots of luck. And now I'm going to turn it over virtually to Ken Jenkins, our Deputy County Executive, who's will be saying some welcome remarks on a recording.
Hi, I'm Westchester Deputy County Executive Ken Jenkins. This is the 8th overall Element 46 cohort, which is an exciting opportunity for the groups you will hear from today, who have worked so hard to get to this point over the past 10 weeks. Today is the opportunity to support the latest tech innovations from startups right here in Westchester. While I cannot be there in person, please give a big round of applause to today's entrepreneurs, from the team from Key Acceleration, and of course, to the county's own Office of Economic Development team, led by Bridget Gibbons and Deb Novak, through which none of this would be possible. So today, as you hear from founders making waves with new AI ventures in fields such as health tech, and through cutting-edge apps who are looking to pitch their ventures to investors and community leaders, remember, we understand in Westchester the importance of business development right here in our county. From small to large businesses, there are over 459,000 businesses contributing billions to our county's economic engine. Each one of them started with an idea and a passion to make that idea a reality. And that's what we're here today to celebrate and support as we join these entrepreneurs on their journey at this very special moment in time. Let's give another big round of applause for Element 46 and everyone involved. Thank you so much.
Sorry, everybody, I'm back. So I want to take a minute here and talk a little bit about the context of this program, what an accelerator is, and what these founders have gone through and where you all are hopefully going to play a part tonight. So who here has heard the word accelerator before? Who here can define what an accelerator is? Adrienne, no, just kidding. So from our perspective at Key, an accelerator has a couple of important moving parts, but the bottom line is that these programs have become linchpins for how innovation ecosystems are coming together across the world, around major cities, in first-ring suburbs like Westchester, but also happening all over the country and all over the world. There were 3 of these programs when the space began back in 2006, 2007. There are now more than 3,200 programs, accelerator programs, active in the United States alone. More than 10,000 worldwide. So this is something that is having a unique impact in the way that entrepreneurship is moving forward everywhere. And this instance of an accelerator here in Westchester through Element 46, through the county office, is one of the first ways that it's happening to focus on entrepreneurship in a specific community. So what happens in these programs is that the founders get a set of resources. They get our curriculum. Curriculum at an accelerator is different than a curriculum anywhere else because it's delivered not by subject matter experts, but by operators. Founders that are going out and fundraising every day. Founders that are going out and building their team, sharing their stories with these founders about how they make that happen so that the founders in this cohort can go out and make it happen themselves a little bit more quickly. Second thing that happens is community. This community, this ecosystem here in Westchester, has a ton of resources, as Bridget mentioned, and as Deputy County Executive Jenkins mentioned. There are hundreds of thousands of businesses. There's tons of funding available here. There's corporates, there's startups, there's everything. Not to mention the now #1 startup ecosystem in the world, New York City, just within a train's ride. So the program like this is bringing together that community, giving everyone a place to play a part. We're also bringing forward a community of mentors. So these are active investors, technology experts, other founders that are coming together to give their time and their networks to the founders that are selected for this program. And that's the third part of an accelerator, is the cohort. Entrepreneurship, and I see a lot of the alumni here in the audience tonight, thank you for being here, is a lonely endeavor. Would you agree, alumni? Would you agree, founders? It is so hard that having a group of other founders by your side is not just great for emotional and physical support, but also for the business. You're getting 10 other companies that know you and your business as well as anyone else. And they're going to be going out helping you build after the program long term. So that cohort, that community, and that curriculum are what an accelerator is all about. By today, these founders have now gone through hundreds of meetings with our staff, dozens of meetings with our mentors, several events, and 30 hours of curriculum. So, good job. Yes. And entrepreneurship does run on enthusiasm. So do keep the cheers up. It makes a difference. So as Bridget said, Element 46 was innovated by the county team 6 years ago. This is the 8th iteration of the cohort. The 5th cohort are run by the partnership between Key and Element 46. I was announced from a press conference with the county executive in 2022. Immediately picked up, caught the attention of some AAA media players, Business Insider, the NASDAQ. Both featured this program because it's so unique and innovative. So this is something that is being recognized as one of the world-class accelerator program, and is. So the question continues to be, we know that this talent exists in Westchester. We know that accelerators are bringing these ecosystems together all across the world. happen here? It has. We now have more than 70 alumni that have been through the program since its inception. And now we're welcoming startups 46 to 56 tonight that have been through the program in this partnership with Key. Like I said, this is a world-class accelerator program. These are our teams that we're hearing from tonight. But more importantly, these are world-class founders. And regardless of what they've accomplished during the course of this program, and they've all accomplished a lot in the program, we work hard with them to make sure that we help them move the ball forward. The most important thing I want you to keep in mind is where these founders were on day one, before they even talked to us, right? It's such a great example of the opportunity here in Westchester. Every one of these teams already had assembled a team, already had a product, was already moving money through revenue or funding, already had a product in market. You can find these founders on stage at a Techstars demo day and Y Combinator, and as a next step, I bet you will. We have alumni in Techstars actually right now. So these founders are going on to raise money. We have one alumni, Adro, in the audience. Where you at, Sarah? Just had a $2 million fundraise earlier this year. And so they're going out and doing this. We want to thank the Rexon team. So we hold the demo day here in this space. Every time we've done it, it's a great gathering point for our community. We're thankful to Rexon for helping us do it. And an editorial for tonight. Who's been to one of these demo days before? What's my ask right now? Nobody remembers? We're here to celebrate, we're here to gather, we're really here to work together as an ecosystem. So while you're listening to these pitches, be getting excited about what they're building, but be thinking about how you can take part. Is there a connection that you can make for one of these founders? Is there a resource or a skill that you have that can add to what they're doing tonight? Not tomorrow, not in follow-up before Christmas. Tonight, find a way to take part in how these founders are moving forward. Can you do that? Yeah? Okay, cool. Then we're going to get to it. Please welcome first Cheryl from Elite.
Good evening, everyone. So wonderful to see you all. My name is Cheryl Smith. I'm founder and CEO of Aline. And I've spent 20 years in marketing. And I work with big brands and small businesses. And what I do know is that marketing is hard. Owners get into business because of their passion. And then they have to do marketing. And it's difficult. 76% of them actually face challenges. Why? They have to figure out how to build a brand, find the people that would want their product, and find where to reach them. Plus, there are over 10,000 marketing tools for them to use, increasing the complexities even more. So that's why we founded Aline. We are using AI to make marketing simple for business owners. And we're doing that very simply. We ask them a few questions, they provide us information about their brand, and we use AI to create a comprehensive marketing plan. Now, the ideal customer has been in business for a little bit, 2+ years, generating revenue, and they've been on social media frequently, and they're looking for new ways to market their business. And what did I say before? It's difficult for them. And so we've been co-developing our product. And we found that 60% of the people that we've been talking to actually said they would use Aline. I think this one business owner really captures it well. She says, marketing is overwhelming. And with Aline, she knows what to do. And so let's talk about the market opportunity. There's over $22 billion for the marketing software market, half of which is small business marketing software. And when we look at our sum, by just penetrating one segment by 50%, that would be a $100 million market. So we know that there are many players in the field, but typically they focus on one area, email, SEO, or CRM. With Aline, we are in the center of it all, providing them with an opportunity to navigate through this complex field. And we do so by making it simpler and making them more efficient. We're differentiated in that it's customized versus ChatGPT, and we give them end-to-end guidance, saving them time and making them more confident. So we've actually built our MVP. As I mentioned, we've been having users use it, and now we are ready for our beta launch. Our go-to-market is focused on really tapping into our network and selling through our network, as well as leveraging organic channels. Of course, we're using paid, but paid is being used selectively to test and validate. So I am employee number 1 with 20 plus years of experience. I've tapped into my corporate network. This is my second accelerator, and I've expanded my relationships within the startup community. So thank you, Westchester. Thank you, Element 46, my mentors and advisors, for being along with me on this journey. I do have an ask. I'd like to be introduced to distribution partners, as well as raising $500,000 to fund hiring and marketing as well. So thank you so much for your time again. Let's connect. Let's make marketing simple for business owners. Thank you.
Jeremy Tillman, Augie.
Hi everybody, I'm Jeremy Tillman. I'm founder and CEO of Augie, and we're here to bring enterprise video production to scale. Now, my co-founder and myself have over 20 years experience building video technology products, from streaming to devices and apps and more. And in fact, this journey started during the pandemic. Remember in the pandemic when everybody either learned to bake bread, a new language, or a podcast? We had a podcast. And I was trying to figure out, how do I make a video trailer for my podcast? Because every tip out there said that's what you do. And so I spent 40 hours trying to learn Adobe Premiere Pro, and before that, full head of hair, and none of this stuff. And it turns out we're not the only ones with such struggles. I don't know if you know this, but every minute of every day, there are over 500 hours worth of video being uploaded to YouTube alone. 34 million videos to TikTok, and that's not including Insta, LinkedIn, Snapchat, and more. And the interesting thing is, if any one of you wants to become your own content producer, download CapCut or one of many other apps and get started. There's nothing to it. For brands, however, it's not the same thing. Companies need to put a lot more thought into their video presence, whatever that might be. And it takes much more planning, many more steps, and many more assets to get that going. And even though we live at this amazing precipice where AI video even though we live at this amazing precipice where AI video is on our horizons and we'll be able to generate basically any kind of clip we want in moments, realistically, that's more like CGI for the masses, right? Everybody gets their own CGI tool. 70% of businesses produce 1 or less promotional video per year. 70%, which means they're not keeping up with the demand. Augie is an end-to-end video production tool. We help any marketer, any salesperson, anyone who needs to promote themselves through video, create an end-to-end experience that costs a fraction of what traditional tools and teams do in a fraction of the time. You're seeing an ad that's for British Airways starting on December 1st, made on our platform. We came in 5 weeks ahead of schedule and tens of thousands of dollars under budget. Anyone ever heard of an ad being delivered under budget and before the deadline? Right. So we believe the timing for what we're doing is so essential. 70% of businesses who aren't yet on video marketing say they will be within the next calendar year. Why? They're watching their competition outpace them, right? When you're making 1 video a year and your competition's making 2 a day, it's hard to keep up. We launched a beta product in 2023. We had over 175,000 users come and try it from all walks of life. We spent nothing on customer acquisition. And someone's got a call. And what we learned through that process is what people really needed in the platform. What they needed was end-to-end tooling, not point solutions that take them off into different tools all over the internet. Since our commercial launch this past summer, our users are getting increasingly sticky and increasingly addicted to our product, tripling usage over their first 90 days. We've just crossed 100K ARR through a combination of founder-led sales and product-led growth. And our distribution strategy starting in 2025 combines the skills of our team with the market out there. So this is a sample of our active pipeline today. Again, gray hair guy in the room. This is not our entire pipeline. These are the people we think we're going to close between now and Q1. So we see pilots with many of these programs already. We've built distribution channels. We have a signed partnership with TikTok, as well as Dropbox, who is one of our investors. We're following those up shortly with Adobe and AWS, all to distribute Augi to hundreds of millions of users on a monthly basis. And so we are raising a $3 million C+ round now, and we'd love for people to try it in the Westchester area. Thank you very much.
New guests, please find your seats. There are plenty of seats available. Please sit down. Please welcome Nelson Gideon Sr., Curation Lounge.
Good night. Good evening, everybody. I'm Nelson Gideon, the founder and CEO of Curation Lounge, an AI-powered platform that's going to revolutionize e-commerce. We connect consumers, influencers, and brands through curated shopping experiences. If it sounds like a lot, that's because it is. E-commerce is complex, and we want to make it simple. So we've all had this experience where we have to bounce around 3 to 4 different websites to find what we're looking for. And when we buy it, it might meet our expectations or it might not. So we waste the time and money. And that doesn't just stop with the consumer. And there's no solution out there right now that's solving that problem. So my journey, starting a sneaker marketplace that morphed into a styling service, let me see this big gap in e-commerce. Consumers want more than just a product. They want trusted guidance. And this right here was the aha moment. This is where I said, okay, we can use software to fill this gap. The kind of software that I've built throughout my career that leverages AI. So let's really define this gap. The issue right now is it's hard to match the right person with the right product at the right time. It's failing in e-commerce. Consumers are overwhelmed by the choices. Influencers are driving sales, but they can't adequately speak to their impact because they don't have the data. And brands understand how important personalization is in influencer marketing, but they haven't nailed it. So how do we fix this? We fix it with our platform, Curation Lounge. So you sign up, you tell us about yourself, you give us details, we pair you with the curator, and that curator is essentially your 24/7 online shopper. And they can shop across the entire internet and find things that align with your lifestyle. As you interact with the app and as you shop more, we then start creating content based on your interests, your likes, and how the creators would create for you. So all this is powered by our digital twin technology. Essentially, we're using existing content from influencers to create this recommendation engine. And then we integrate brands and retailers into these recommendations so you can make seamless purchases. We make money by users pay a monthly fee, influencers and brands pay a yearly fee to have access to the tools. So, what's the market? We don't want to try to boil the ocean, so we're going to start with millennial men, fashion, and self-care. And when we looked at that market, we broke it down into 4 segments. And then we looked at how many transactions they make in a year and what those transactions are worth. And then we came with a $12.5 billion TAM. And we believe that we can capture 40 million of that in the next 18 months. So I know AI is a big buzzword. Everybody's throwing it out there. But it's about how you apply it. It's how you separate yourself. And we see there's a white space in terms of curation, seamless purchasing, and this digital twin technology is how we separate ourselves and build our moat. So where are we at right now? Right now, the beta is live. You can go to the website and sign up. And we want to keep it lean and organic. We really want to bring influencers on, and we're going to use their existing followers to bring our first wave of consumers on. And then we want to integrate with brands and retailers, all the while staying lean, staying organic, and looking at data that we get back to see how we adjust. So how can you guys help? Right now, we're looking to raise $750K in capital, and this will help improve the product, nail our go-to-market strategy, and make some key hires. I'm looking to make intros. I'm looking to bring on advisors and mentors, and essentially we're looking to bring on more influencers because they're the driving blood. So if you leave here with one thing tonight, understand that we're trying to make e-commerce personalized, get back your time, and make every spend valuable. If you want to be a part of this journey, let's connect. Thank you.
Welcome Victor Chu, Advanced GP.
Good evening, everyone. I'm Victor Chu, the founder of Advanced GP, and we make investment management effortless. So my background, I was a product leader at Google, and most recently at Jackstop and JP Morgan Chase, where I worked closely with investment management teams, really getting to know their workflows and pain points. And that's really the reason why I started Advanced GP, because investment management is really hard work. So there's not only there's a lot of data analysis involved, on top there's also demanding investors that need answers to questions instantly. And so I conducted a research to really uncover and identify the biggest problems. And it turns out the most painful problems are creating and sending reports, and then also responding to investors' requests. And so why is this a big problem? Well, essentially it's really because it just takes too much time away from all the teams within a firm. And so good news, there are AI solutions for this, but unfortunately only the big firms are able to design and develop these in-house, which is great because it leaves a large opportunity for us, Advanced GP, to provide AI solutions for the rest of the firms. So actually this week, we just launched our first product. It's an investor relations chatbot. It's called Intelligent IR. Very excited, and as you can see, it's embedded on an investor relations site, and it's available immediately for investors to ask it questions and get responses immediately for reports and performance. And so it's also easy to set up, also easy to customize, and easy to deploy. And we charge monthly for it. This one we built for Oaktree Capital as a test pilot. And Intelligent IR is actually setting new benchmarks. The current benchmark today for responding to investors is measured in days. And it's expensive. It costs 2.5 hours worth of work and $200 per response. That's not very scalable. And so with Intelligent IR, the response time is measured in seconds, and the time, there's zero loss in productivity, and then it also costs less than $1 per response. So we're also creating a solution for report creation, and it's also powered by AI, and it's also very easy to use. All you have to do is just ask for the report that you want, and you get it in seconds. So we're gaining traction. We're working on a pilot with Oaktree Capital and others, and we're about to graduate from the Element 46 program where we gained go-to-market skills and access to a wider network. And we've launched our MVP. And so let's talk numbers. The TAM is $10 billion with a SAM of $1.5 billion, and next year we're targeting 50 customers for $1.2 million in ARR. And so I've bootstrapped the venture so far, but at the moment we're now seeking an angel round of $250,000, which will help us build out our reporting solution, grow our sales team, and then our ask, we need help with introductions to customers such as private equity firms and hedge funds. And thank you very much. Thank you to Element 46 and the team in Westchester County, and I look forward to meeting everyone after the demos. Thank you.
Okay, so we're about a third of the way through. How are we doing? Great. We're doing great. We've got a veteran marketer, veteran entrepreneur, veteran developer, veteran investor running the right businesses for themselves. Am I right? Yes. Cool. So, quiz. Who's got an intro for one of these founders? That's what it is. So give me a hand. Yeah, you back there. Is that Lucas?
Yes, John.
Hey, Lucas, what's your intro and who's it for?
Well, the concierge marketing I think is brilliant. I'm going to introduce them to my wife.
Cool. Who's got another intro? Yes.
Here's
Stephanie.
Steph from Diadem Capital. So, former Element 46, but I run a funding platform to help startups get funded. Number one, hopefully a fit for everybody, but the first two, I think I have a lot of startup founders that would use them.
Okay, we can do that. Stacy, last one.
I know a female financial advisor that helps female founders break their first million, and I would introduce you right there.
All right, cool. Good stuff. So those are great examples of what to be thinking about as we hear the rest of these pitches. We've got about 40 minutes of pitches ahead of us, so be engaging, keep the energy up. It really makes a difference for these founders, okay? Next, please welcome Jan, CEO Pertel.
Hi, everyone. My name is Jan Harrison, and I'd like to tell you a little bit about me. I consider myself a Renaissance woman. What that means is I've done everything under the sun in my career. But I've always had two constants. One, I was always passionate about what I did. And the second was I was always deeply impacted by being a woman. So I decided to take my energy, my time, and that passion and support women-owned businesses, specifically women-owned e-commerce businesses. So what's the problem? Well, the problem is actually twofold. The first problem is they lack the resources they need to launch, build, and scale their companies. What does that actually mean? It means there are very few educational programs. It means they lack mentors. It means they lack networks. And it means they lack safe communities. Now, the second part of this problem is really interesting. So go figure, Walmart did research that said 90% of women will go out of their way to support women-owned businesses. Now, some of you probably also know that we're 85% of the consumer spend. Why aren't women-owned businesses doing better? Well, the answer is actually kind of simple. A full 62%, according to research, of women don't know how to identify women-owned businesses. So Portel is an online platform that supports women e-commerce businesses with a curated marketplace to help them increase their sales and SaaS programs to help them launch, build, and scale their companies. And we identify women-owned businesses for the millions of women who want to support them. Now, our business model is actually pretty simple. We get a commission on every purchase within our marketplace. We also offer 3 different subscription levels for our vendors. Now, our initial focus is going to be on women-owned businesses in the fashion and beauty industry. Women are responsible for 71% of all online fashion spend and 54% of all online beauty spend. That TAM is $156 billion. Now, when you take my target audience and connect it with the fact that women, 43% of women, shop at third-party marketplace, I'm looking at a sum of $25 billion. Now, what our competition? Well, how we define women-owned businesses, a woman has to be one of the original founders, she has to own at least 20% of the company, and she also has to still be in a position of responsibility. We also offer, for our consumers, 5% cash back on every single purchase. They can either take that cash back and spend it within Portel or donate it to a nonprofit, which we also facilitate. Now, our vendors have our SaaS programs. They also have low fees, but our technology allows them to seamlessly connect to Portel with a push of a button. Now, this is my team. I wouldn't be standing here without them. They have been extraordinary. They're all uniquely talented in their respective fields, and I am so grateful for them. Now, what have we done? Our MVP is live. We have 23 vendors on board, and the port, which is our community space, is built. And finally, we're currently fundraising more vendors, more nonprofits, and I hope that this holiday season, you will shop at Portel. Thank you.
Welcome, Kevin Gu, Astro
Good evening. My name is Kevin Gu. I'm the CEO and founder of Astrobeam. We are building subterranean radar sensors for autonomous robots to empower automation industries. Astrobeam was founded during COVID pandemic when I saw this huge boom of robotics application due to labor force shortage. The use of robot is now playing this vital role in this $400 billion global automation industries, where many sectors require operating autonomous robot under harsh conditions. However, the problem is that the current sensor suite, often laser or light-based, are not good enough. They're costly, they often fail under these conditions. This is the gap we want to fill with our sensing technology. More about my background. I've been living, working in Westchester since 2007. After getting PhD, I moved coast to coast to join IBM Research. My background is on wireless sensing and communication. I was a tech lead in this joint Ericsson IBM team that developed the world's first 20 GHz phased array module for 5G base station. At Astrobeam, our focus is on this higher band called subterranean band. This is the new frontier for wireless sensing, which enable higher resolution, smaller antenna, and at the same time be able to penetrate things like fog, dust, ideal for industrial application. Our mission is to implement this subterranean high-resolution imaging radar on the autonomous robot that work in all environment conditions to facilitate and accelerate the deployment. Like shown on this picture, provide critical navigation and safety functions. We believe this is a multi-billion-dollar market. By providing this small size, lightweight, low power sensor device that work in all environment, we can address the critical needs for many industries that the current sensor cannot support. Specific examples include this cold storage, outdoor logistics, where change of temperature, humidity, light conditions are causing big headache for current sensors. Also agriculture, snow cleaning, search and rescue missions, where we often need to deal with this harsh smoke, dust type of environment. Not to mention flying a drone, a special environment like underground or cave. We've done extensive customer discovery, performed more than 200 customer interviews, got really good traction, and support letters from robot OEMs, software vendors, system integrators, as well as big corporate end users. After bootstrapping the company, we have de-risked our technology R&D through SBIR programs funded by National Science Foundation and NASA. Our core technology includes ARC design, where we have pending patents, antenna integration with ongoing ESSA grant, as well as signal processing, where we do the machine learning and the sensor fusion. Compared with existing products, not only our sensors offer in all environment, but also provide fine resolution, long range, surround field view, all at a reasonable cost. We have done a demonstration for the proof concept in the lab, and also perform field tests, indoor and outdoor. Here you can see the lab point cloud data showing 1 degree resolution, both horizontally and vertically, which haven't been demonstrated before. Our team consists of world-class researchers and entrepreneurs, including my ex-colleague at IBM, leading RFIC design. We also have a PhD postdoc with engineering, Columbia MBA student for commercialization. Very grateful to have an industry leader as our mentor and advisor. Astrobeam is ready to start a pre-seed fundraise Q1 next year. So please reach out and let's connect. Let's bring this exciting subterranean sensing technology into reality. Thank you.
Welcome, George Krasinski, Zeph Ovidica, Global Key Solutions.
Thank you, John. Thank you, Kevin.
Hi, I'm George. And I'm Zephaniah Odinica. We are both engineers and co-founders of Global Key Solutions.
And we provide regulatory data from the FDA to pharmaceutical companies and other life science companies.
George, stop. I'm your co-founder and I'm confused. What are you talking about?
Zeph, let me break it down for you. We have The FDA, the Food and Drug Administration, regulates food, drugs, devices in this country, and it regulates the manufacturers that do so. Last year, the FDA conducted 14,000 inspections. They knocked on your firm's doors, the investigator came, and they looked at your facility. And you know what they did? They made 11,000 observations and citations, leading to over $6 billion just last year in regulatory penalties for these firms. And so companies do what they can to avoid these penalties and stay compliant. They hire subject matter experts who pore over FDA data. They compile statistics on it, and then they go about writing their firm's quality policies and quality procedures to keep these firms compliant. And we are providing a platform, a data dashboard that helps these firms assemble data. Here you see an FDA warning letter. Imagine reading through hundreds of these trying to come up with meaningful statistics. We've done that with over 12,000 documents and over 1,200 FDA investigators mapped so that the subject matter experts know where to look. Pharmaceutical companies made $550 billion last year, and one of their largest expenses is the cost of quality and regulatory. Between 15 and 30% of a firm's revenue goes towards this because they care to make sure that they spend on quality. And these individuals, these experts, need tools, software tools, to be able to best innovate. Overall, the landscape, there are several providers, and we are making sure to provide constantly updated data at a blanket solution for the entire industry.
And like George just said, our solution is to help these companies innovate and engineer their internal tooling with our data set, which is up-to-date and consistent. And we do this as a B2B SaaS company with an annual paid subscription. George and I have attended conferences in which we've highlighted and presented our research in this space. And this would not have been made possible without the all-star team George and I have made, consisting of ex-FDA, industry leaders, from advisors from business and legal, to help JGS go to the moon.
And this amazing team has really fostered our development. We started with an MVP demo product in the first half of this year. We tested it with users in industry, got valuable feedback, and spent our summer at the Cornell Life-Changing Labs program building our product. As we entered into the fall with Element and Westchester Element 46, we were able to build and scale our product, testing it and piloting it with paying users across the United States. And that's where we are today, working to build and scale our platform. We're asking for contacts in life sciences industry so we can test with relevant firms right here in Westchester, as well as conversations around funding to support our cloud computing and research-based costs. Overall, we all have hundreds of problems, I get it, until we have a health problem, and then we have one problem. We need to make sure the FDA stays a global leader in keeping firms compliant and innovating. That's the mission we're on. Please follow our journey and connect with us. Thank you.
Welcome, James Reynoso, Aqua Solutions.
Hi, everyone. My name is James Reynoso, and I'm the founder of Aqua Solutions. We're one of the leading experts in finding a sustainable way to remove PFAS from contaminated water. And our mission is to help underserved and rural communities who don't have access to clean water. When you grab a glass of water, you expect it to be clean and safe. But in some small towns and rural communities, there's a harmful chemical called per- and polyfluoroalkyl substance, I know, a mouthful, also known as PFAS. PFAS comes from nonstick pans, water-repellent clothing, and even firefighting foams. These chemicals can stick around for years and can seriously affect your health, causing things like high cholesterol, testicular cancer, and even related to thyroid disease. Current solutions to remove PFAS are too expensive or don't work well enough, leaving millions at risk every time they pour a glass. Now imagine a system that goes beyond simple filtration, that doesn't just filter the water, but targets these harmful chemicals like a magnet. Now at Aqua Solutions, we've turned this from an idea to reality. We've combined cutting-edge patented technology that not only captures these harmful contaminants, but destroys them on a molecular level. You believe that? And it doesn't stop there. Our technology can be implemented into water treatment systems today. With this approach, we eliminate PFAS without the need for harsh chemicals or costly infrastructure. And what sets us apart from the competition is that our system regenerates on its own. And currently, right now, ladies and gentlemen, we're conducting a pilot project. And the results are very exciting. Although still in the early stages, we have a growing list of interested partners eager to see how this solution can transform their water system. The potential growth for PFAS removal is set to reach $2 billion by 2026. That positions us perfectly to capitalize on this growing market. Using our unique yet scalable solution, our system is designed for places that need it most, such as municipalities, drinking water plants, and even homeowners who don't have a direct line of water. Now, to help us do this, we've assembled a team of experts who know the water from the inside out. I myself have years of wastewater experience. We're also guided by a lead advisor who has over 30 years of managing wastewater facilities. We've also acquired a grant specialist who secured thousands of dollars in grant funding to help us move our projects forward. We are looking to expand. We're looking for talented engineers to help us bring our groundbreaking technology to life. We're also looking for new partners in Westchester to help us pilot in new regions. And we're also looking to raise $500,000 to help us scale and navigate through these regulatory approval processes. So if you want to help save the world by removing PFAS, one drop at a time, come see me. Thank you, and let's bring clean water to all.
Welcome, Gene Ricks, Tangible Results.
Hi, good evening. Mine is a passion product. I did this because I experienced 3 very traumatic, painful episodes that left me with PTSD, and that PTSD was debilitating. And the medication was almost just as bad because it left me feeling like a zombie. So I looked for anything that I could find. I've come from a family of educators, and research was in my blood. So I started researching, and I found that sound therapy was tremendously helpful. And then I found 2 forms in particular, vibroacoustics and binaural beat waves, clinically tested with thousands of hours of research, proven to be effective. But while I was researching, I also realized that just common everyday stress was killing people. Cardiovascular issues, strokes, obesity, type 2 diabetes, all linked back to our stress response. So I wrote a book and a workbook to try to help people mitigate their stress. I also began speaking around the country at colleges and at corporations to help people understand you can get this under control. I taught stress reframing as well as self-care. You see, all of us, every single one in this room, is oversaturated with information and overstimulated by these devices, by our lives. This overstimulation causes chronic stress, and that chronic stress causes the adrenal fatigue that causes all those illnesses that I mentioned earlier. Loss. $1 trillion lost every year in productivity from stress-related issues. $190 billion spent on healthcare for stress-related issues. Our first responders, 30% of the 1 million plus first responders in this country report having mental health issues like PTSD from chronic stress. So what can we do to get it under control? I developed the Sonic Calm Mat. In about 20 minutes, it helps people reduce their stress. It helps interrupt that stress-induced cortisol spike that causes the adrenal fatigue. It is already under provisional patent, and I've done a successful trial at Mount Sinai Hospital. We had Dr. Alfredo Astua, who was so impressed with the product. He felt not only does it work in conjunction with traditional therapy, but can be used for those patients for whom traditional therapy doesn't work. We had one woman, wonderful lady, 54 years of age, Parkinson's patient, who was having trouble sleeping for almost 3 years, had barely had much sleep. because partially of her medication. Within 13 minutes of using the Sonic Calm protocol, she was audibly snoring. And she reported that even at home, she was sleeping better. What it does is it teaches the user how to break their patterns of stress responses. I am moving beyond the mat. Eventually, we will have padded furniture that also helps with the Sonic Calm protocol, and wearables. And there's a standalone app that can be used in conjunction with the mat or by itself, again, to help people bring their stress down. And also, there's going to be content. There will be a subscription service offered that allows people to have content, both commercially available music, but also music that has the content in it. The TAM is huge. Everyone in this room knows somebody with chronic stress, or you may have chronic stress yourself. So I pared it down to look at only those in the corporate mental health wellness, and even that was still 23 billion. And then for my SOM, I'm looking at just those who can afford a $600 product and have self-reported chronic stress. Let's look at that $600 product, because my competition typically runs over $2,200. My product has better tech, so it weighs less. I come in at half the weight and 1/3 the cost of my competitors. I have a great team. My patent attorney is also my strategic advisor. She's got 30 years of experience with Silicon Valley startups. My financial strategist, 40 years in talking to small businesses and helping startups. And even my advisor, Patrick, he has taught entrepreneurship for University of San Francisco. So these are all people who fill in the gaps of what I don't have in terms of experience. I'm looking to raise 250 pre-seed starting Q1, just to help build that prototype further, level it out, get my initial market testing, and also to build my staff, build my sales team. I'm looking tonight also for introductions. This is going to change lives. Please join me if you have wellness, fitness corporations that you can do introductions for, or first responder organizations, or distribution partners. Thank you so much to Element 46 and Westchester County.
Welcome Eric and Alex Krachowski. Flip flop.
Hello everyone, my name is Alex Rakowski. This is my brother Eric. We're the founders of Flip Flop. Being college students, we both wanted to join campus clubs. We found it extremely difficult seeing what our university had to offer or where to go. And this is why. It's 2024, and here are pictures from my school, Binghamton University, still posting paper flyers on bulletin boards and sending emails with an absurd amount of hyperlinks to distribute extracurricular information.
With this outdated method of extracurricular distribution and the impact students like myself felt after the COVID-19 pandemic, we've seen a drastic decrease in student extracurricular involvement and an increase in student anxiety and depression.
Now, my brother and I, we believe that campus involvement is important for students like ourselves. So Flip Flop services universities and its student body by streamlining all extracurricular or event information into a centralized platform. This right here is our webpage for universities. What they could do here is insert lump sums of extracurricular data, anything from text, images, to links. This data is then processed to our back-end server through our AI model, and then is later fetched and displayed in our application for all students to see or interact with.
Who here has stepped foot on college campus recently? I'm sure we could all attest, if you look around very closely, you'll notice students are nose deep in their cell phones. So we thought it only made sense to create a tailored app where students can access their school events. We also had a couple other fun features to add to their user experience, as you can see above.
So we launched our MVP just over a year ago, and we had great early success. We decided to just take a little pause. We ran some student interviews, did some student testing, all to see what features students truly enjoyed. This past summer, we released our alpha, had great traction to where we stand now at nearly 3,000 students on the application, all strictly through word of mouth.
Simply put, Flip-Flop's business model is to sell directly to colleges and universities through a paid annual subscription.
The United States college market, it's huge. It's nearly 5,000 campuses. But let's just take a small micro approach and service 10 mid-sized schools in the Northeast. We could assure our subscriptions will stem early success.
Beyond selling our subscriptions to universities, we found that students are spending nearly $3,000 a year on goods. With an average of 10,000 students per university in the Northeast, we see massive potential for paid ad integration through local university vendors. And while our competitors are focusing on event discovery and social features, FlipFlop excels in providing a unique all-in-one solution, servicing universities and helping its students.
We're a band of brothers. I've known this guy for honestly way too long, quite frankly. Yeah, myself, I'm the technical founder with all skills being self-taught, and I'm currently an economics student. While Eric here, he just recently received his MBA from Florida Atlantic, and he also has financial analyst experience. I would say our entrepreneurial drive and passion for building things stem from our father. He was an immigrant that came to the United States. He built multiple successful businesses. But at the end of the day, we're still young. We're on our first venture. We're looking for that special mentor to join the G team. So what is the G team? If you guys saw our last name, your couch is a mouthful, plus G team sounds pretty cool. So if you guys have any experience in this space, or you think you could help us out, we would love to chat afterwards. Thank you all so much.
A special thank you to Element 46 and our mentors in Westchester County. Thank you, guys.
Welcome, Neil Singer, Zero Wheel.
Hi, I'm Neil Singer. I'm CEO and co-founder of Zero Wheel. So Zero Wheel is a smart fitness device that is a core focus approach to a full body training. We've raised $2 million to date, and we are shipping product. And this right here is a production unit. So Zero Wheel combines advanced motor control and computerization with an app to make it a high-end, high-tech experience. For beginners, we give them assistance, and for experts, you get resistance. And you can see by changing the modes right on the wheel or in the app. The way we do it is through the motor that's inside the device, and so it gets real-time response to the human as we're using it. So this is an example of some of the exercises you can do with Zero Wheel. It's just a sampling. Additionally, there are different modes in each of these exercises, and also the motor is active in both directions. So some of our customers, we have the LA Rams is currently using them. We have several units traveling with the PGA Tour. Several high-end health clubs are using it, and here's a testimonial from Bill Beck, the owner of Club Fit, a Westchester-based high-end club, basically saying that it's a game changer in core training. So our backstory is really a backstory. In 2000, I injured my back in water skiing, and then I re-injured it kayaking and re-injured it. And so what I had to do was strengthen my core, and then since then it's been 24 years pain-free. And that led me to develop Zero Wheel. So Zero Wheel, with the motor inside, it makes it accessible. It's versatile because it can do so many different exercises. And also it has an integrated app, which is really exciting. It does tracking, training, and gamification. Also, all the software for the app and the wheel is done in-house. Our manufacturing partner is Celestica, an $8 billion manufacturer making medical-grade product. This is medical grade. For individuals, there are accessories that we have for the mat, the bag, and the wall protection. They often were compared to connected fitness devices. And however, we're lightweight, small, portable, and there's no mandatory subscription fee. But also, we're very complementary because you can have a Peloton for training, and then also have a Zero Wheel. So this is our offering for gyms. It consists of a rack, and the docks that wirelessly charge the wheels. And what we hear from our gym customers is that theft is a major, major issue at gyms. And so what we do with our gym customers is we seal the deal because you can't steal our wheel. It has Bluetooth anti-theft technology built in. Who's it for? Well, these are all the various markets we've looked at. Really focusing on health clubs, athletics, hospitality, and that'll filter down to the fitness enthusiasts. My team is amazing. It's a great team. My background, I have a PhD in mechanical engineering from MIT, specializing in motor control and optimization. And I've got ops, finance people, tech, and product and fitness. Our ask, we're looking for sales channel introductions, fitness especially, brand partnerships. People, we're looking to hire a sales director. We're also looking for sales representatives. We've raised $2 million to date. We're looking to finish that round out with $500,000 more. And thank you. And Zero Wheels are available for purchase. John, if you give me your credit card, I can demonstrate.
Bringing us home, Barbara Richter, DIY Book.
Good evening, everybody. Thank you. I realize I'm the last person between you and libations, so I appreciate your patience. Quick show of hands. How many of you have ever wanted to write a book? Or your grandma has said she wants to write a book? Or your boss has a great story to share with other entrepreneurs? Yeah, I know. Everybody has a story worth telling, but turning that story into a book, that is where it gets complicated. How do I know this? Well, like John said, my name is Barbara, and I'm a ghostwriter, and I'm an educator, and I have helped numerous authors bring their stories to reality. But I also know this, that the path for most people is fraught. Here's what I mean. 81% of Americans believe they have a book in them. But unfortunately, the heartbreaking reality is that 97% of those authors never finish for various reasons such as fatigue, motivation loss, and they can't afford the services that they need. And the do-it-yourself ecosystem out there leaves most authors flailing in the wind. Which is why I created DIY Book, the affordable online SaaS platform that helps people turn their writing dreams into reality. And what do I mean by that? It really is as simple as 1, 2, 3. You sign up for an account on our platform, choose the type of book that you want to write, receive a weekly writing prompt, not AI, written by me based on my ghostwriting experience. You then go to your platform account, write your book, and when you are ready, instead of having to go and figure out self-publishing, we've done the hard work for you, and we have solutions ready when you are. So how does it work? We have 2 main subscription models. These are based on my experience as a ghostwriter, the 2 most popular requests, Life Story and Business Book. They're a little different in their approach. Happy to talk about it with you afterwards. And of course, we have add-ons for folks if they like, ranging from printing to ISBN and even ghostwriting services. What makes DIY Book different from the competition is that we've taken what is traditionally a high-touch approach to writing, which is ghostwriting, and merged it with a high-tech and scalable approach. Right now, you're either using expensive ghostwriting services or the competition up here gives you some writing prompts and hopes you figure it out. We offer you a whole lot more than that. We offer you writing tips. We have a podcast, which is in its 2nd season now, and all sorts of tips to help you succeed. In fact, this right here was written by one of our authors. It's her 2nd book on our platform. Okay. So the market is big. Where did we get these numbers from? Well, there's 43 million Americans out there age 65 plus who would like to write a book to leave for their families. And there's over 33 million small business owners who would like to establish brand authority by building a book, writing a book. And even if DIY Book captures a small market component, we're doing all right. So how are we going to do this? Well, in 2025, we're hoping to grow and perfect our approach regionally by partnering with local library systems, local veterans associations, and religious institutions, and in fact, we have a couple in the works already. We'd like to do this to perfect our model and ensure early author success, and then in 2026, we'd like to take it nationally. So what can you do for me tonight? Well, when we're talking later on, if you know anybody in the publishing industry, or if you yourself are passionate about helping people share their stories, I'd love to connect. I'm looking for a co-founder in particular, and perhaps a CTO, because I'm a ghostie, not a techie. And I hope you'll join me in democratizing book writing and take more people from the 97% over to the 3% of authors who succeed. Thank you so much.
Was I lying? Are those real companies over here? Right? They're all great. You've all got an opportunity here. Find your way in. We've seen over 500 companies move through our programs over the past 10 years. On the total funds raised from startups coming through a program like this, run by Key, is $900 million. So we've seen companies like the ones that you've just listened to go from a seat in a room like this one to being a well-funded, successful, high-growth tech venture. If you've ever wondered how to be a part of one of those companies when it was a good time to get involved, this is the room to do it. Isn't it? Yes. Okay, I think they proved it.